Good win, happy for my team. We thought we played very well defensively tonight, and it's good to win a game with our defense. I thought down the stretch especially, we had some nice defensive stops. Guys did some good things in switching, and we didn't do as good a job. They probably surprised us with a little bit of a different zone that we didn't handle very well. I got to look at the film, and I know Joe had a couple decent looks. Jack had one early, maybe the first possession that we missed. But it was a hard game for us, obviously, with PJ, really just never getting in a rhythm and being in foul trouble basically the whole night. It was almost like he just couldn't avoid bad things happening to him. And, some games are like that. And I thought RJ was terrific, maybe his best game at Clemson. And we certainly needed it. I thought his athleticism and speed and finishing and around the rim was big time. And I thought all of our bench guys did a terrific job, especially in the first half. So really pleased for them, happy that our guys, bounced back. Got a little hairy down the stretch, but our older guards, I thought Chase and Joe did some nice things, and we were able to get a good hard-fought league win.
Coach, I'm still trying to figure out how PJ gets a technical after getting shoved in the back. Did you get any kind of explanation?
I guess he had a little bit of this, and if there's two guys involved in something, they're going to probably call offsetting double text. He's got to be smarter than that. He can't, especially the time and score of the game. You just can't. That's probably the way we can lose is a play like that. And he was frustrated most of the night. I think because he wants to play, he wants to be out there, and this is hard. This again, PJ is fighting. He's battling some injury stuff that's holding him out of practice. And when you're a big guy like that and you don't get to practice much, really hasn't practiced at all in a while. It's not easy to have your timing, and it's easy to get out of rhythm sometimes. And tonight was just one of those nights. And I hate it for him, but I'm really proud of our team for, he's put us on his back many a night, and so for us to be able to take care of him tonight was good.
Speaking of explanations, what was the explanation on the goaltending that was taken away?
Just that it was a clean block, and the play stops right there. And obviously extremely unfortunate for us because there's nobody on that side of the half court other than Joe, and Joe grabs it and lays it in. So if you don't call the goaltend, if it's a block, we're going to get the 2 points. If it's a goaltend, we're going to get the 2 points. If they call a goaltend and then it's not a goaltend and they review it, we don't get anything. So, just a bad break. So,
I guess other than the officiating, what made it difficult, their press, that last minute or two for you?
One time the kid reached around and made a tough play on Chase from behind. That's going to happen. I thought we did an okay job. Like, really, it's, it takes 3 or 4 to get it in. Everybody's nervous, but when they're switching everything and those big athletes, you're not going to get it in on 1 or 2. Like, you're going to have to make a consecutive cut. And I thought our guys did a good job. Obviously, Joe got fouled. We got the ball to Joe a lot. He got fouled. The part where we struggled was against the zone in the last, whatever it was, 8 minutes of the game. We probably had, I think it was 9 or 10 possessions, and I think we only scored once or twice. And I think we had 3 turnovers, and I think we missed 4 threes. And, PJ was out for some of that. And some of that's a little bit, again, I got to do a better job of helping our guys in that one. We've done a great job against zone most of the year, and I think Joe actually got 3 threes off, and just didn't make them. So some of that is, is basketball too.
I guess so. Is there some reason why you guys, can you put a finger on it, why you struggle shooting in this gym sometimes?
No, I don't. I have no idea, and I didn't look at our numbers tonight. I know they weren't great. What was it?
Started 1 for 7 from 3.
6 for 22. In a game like tonight, the way they play, you're not going to get as many rhythm shots, and that's their style. They're going to force you to make plays off the dribble. They're elite at rotating and contesting, and their athleticism and speed and length is a real factor. You know, it's not every time, but it's not easy. And you know, I was pleased because I thought we had a good mix to our game, especially in the first half. I thought we got some to the rim off the bounce. I thought we got a few post-ups. I thought we had a couple shots from the perimeter. You know, the longer the game went, maybe not quite as good. But, you know, all in all, up until the end, I thought we were running pretty good offense.
I guess to have both Joe and Chase playing at the level they're playing right now, is that them having more comfort together, or is it just syncing up in terms of their?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it is being a little more comfortable together. You know, you do have to adjust. You know, there are times that we're still adjusting, but I think they're looking for each other certainly more. You know, I think Chase has really played very well here lately. Some of it was shot making, right? He was playing okay earlier. He just really wasn't making any shots first half of the conference season. And, you know, now he's making more shots, 2 for 5 again tonight. You know, big night in Atlanta. I mean, his shooting this week was terrific, knock wood. So it's, you know, and that's, obviously you need your guys like that to play at this level, right? Down the stretch here to win and to finish in the top, you know, third of the league. Your best players got to play, and those guys have done that.
Feels like your bench unit has hit their stride lately, contributing over the past few games. What has contributed to that?
You know, I don't know anything. I think our guys are just continuing to work. They are practicing every day, you know, and you know, some of our big guys, Ian hasn't practiced a lot, Boz has been hurt, but the perimeter guys and RJ, they're out there, you know, and they're getting extra work and skill development and a few more reps on certain things. The practicing aspect has been hard for us. It really has. Like, you know, you don't have Boz, you don't have Ian, and you don't have PJ. It's pretty hard to have a good practice. There's not many guys left to work on the post stuff. So our perimeter guys are just getting a lot of work. We're walking through a lot of things. RJ, is getting a lot of extra work, and I think that's helped him become a better player. Coach Bender's doing a really good job of spending extra time with him with the film, and I just think those guys, as they continue to play, they get more comfortable. I think Chauncey Wiggins has had a good week this week in terms of doing a better job of, you know, contesting some shots, rebounding the ball a little bit. Still got to stick with it, but those are good things for us.
Jack and Ian each give you 11 boards tonight. What did that mean?
Yeah, big. We talked about it at halftime. Like, we got to get a little more help. Obviously, PJ not playing much. You know, that's a factor. You know, that's where Joe and Chase, at times, those guys that's where they've got to do a little better job. In some games they do. But tonight, you know, for whatever reason, one rebound, defensive rebound between the two, that can be problematic. They got 15 offensive rebounds, and I think that helped keep them in the game. They're big guys, and Watkins was terrific tonight again.
Coach Hamilton's probably a future Hall of Famer. They've been a staple of the ACC for years. To beat them 4 straight, is that the first time ever been?
That's correct.
I mean, that's got to be pretty special for you.
Yeah, Coach Hamilton is, he is a Hall of Famer. A lot of respect for him, and you know, all good programs, they have an identity. Florida State has an identity. They recruit to it, they coach to it, their kids play, you know, and it's challenging and it's different, it's unique, and you know, it's been proven to be very successful year after year after year. You know, we're all going to have a year or two that's down. We're a little younger, injuries, you lose a few more close games in another year. Those things happen, but I mean, he had a stretch there 5 or 6 years where they were elite, and what he's done just in his career, and you know how he's helped black coaches and showed what those guys can do. I think it's great for our league. It's great for college basketball. But one of the biggest compliments I can just give him again is, I just think the really good coaches they have a plan, they have an identity, and you can see it. And they coach to it, they recruit to it, they play to it, and that certainly is the case at Florida State. I've been battling those guys for 14 years, and it's hard. And so I just, give them a lot of credit, and him a lot of credit for establishing a different, unique style that certainly has fit their school and his system.
And a bunch of close losses here at home. I mean, what does it mean just to
Finish a good game? It does. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I hate it for our fans because we've had terrific fans, and I said that to the guys. Like, guys, I've been here sometimes when we haven't had 9,000, and we've had great support all year. Fans have really helped us. We've had a couple tough breaks, right? I mean, one or two of those shots could easily go in. We could have got a foul call, all that stuff. But that's, again, I just think the quality of play in our league is really good. I think it's, you watch some of the games today. There were some elite level games today. And you have to play at a high level to win in this league consistently. There's a reason why a lot of us are, hovering around 8-8, 9-7, 7-8. I mean, because there's a lot of good teams, there's a lot of good players, a lot of good coaches. And to get that separation to the top 2 or 3 in the league, you're gonna have to win some close ones, and you're gonna have to really be playing high level basketball. We've had a couple teams that have been able to do it, but most of the rest of us we're all battling like crazy. So it's again, I think it just speaks to the quality of the league.
Coach, you talked about the glob of the ACC. Now you've got yourself 2 straight wins. You beat Florida State. You're tied in the standings today. Now you play Pitt, who you're also going to be tied in the standings with. They're the second best road team in the ACC. So how can you look to knock them off here at Little John Coliseum?
Well, we're just going to have to play really sound basketball. We're going to have to play at a high level. I've watched Jeff's team off and on this year several times. Saw a little bit of their game today. I think Virginia Tech's been playing well, and the way they pulled away from them, terrific. Very good young guards. Blake Henson's an all-conference player. They've got size and athleticism in the front court. They've got experience. They got older guys, and enough older guys to battle the environment, right? And as much as anything, they're just playing with tremendous confidence. And I think that's a big thing on the road, is your team has to truly believe they're going to win, right? You're going into places and you're just executing your plan, and you're not distracted by the environment. Our team has done a good job of that, and Pitt certainly has as well. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge Tuesday. Another quick turnaround.
You guys once again cooled off kind of at the end of the game with just 1 field goal in the final 4 minutes. Is that something that you look to improve on? I know it was mitigated by free throws.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, some of it, when you're getting fouled, you're not going to get as many opportunities, so you got to take that into consideration. But we just didn't execute against the zone there, for a 5 or 6 minute stretch. Again, I walked in and told our team that. I said, guys, I didn't do a good enough job helping you. We really hadn't seen hardly any zone from Florida State, and didn't expect it, and it was a little different than what we've seen from them in the past. And we got some decent looks, but we lost our rhythm. And I think sometimes that's where being at home can be challenging. I think the anxiety in the crowd, you can almost feel it when we miss a couple wide open threes, and then they score and the lead is shrinking a little bit, and it's almost you almost feel more pressure at home than on the road. And we felt that a little bit for a couple possessions tonight, tried a little too hard, and then just not having PJ, right? I mean, you don't have your most experienced inside player and big weapon. That you got to figure some things out. And so, again, I give my guys credit for figuring it out and just sticking with it. And we got a couple offensive rebounds, and we got fouled, made free throws, and to be honest with you, we won the game because we got stops. So it was good for our team.
I don't know if you saw the ending at Duke with the court storming and the injury, but do you have any kind of comment or stance on that?
Yeah, that's really hard. I did happen to see that. Man, they were on the court. It was almost like it was as soon as I felt like there was still a second or two left, and guys are crossing the baseline. There's absolutely zero chance I mean, I hate it because that's what's great about college is you're experiencing it with your student body. Having said that, we can't have players getting hurt, and crowds are aggressive, fans are aggressive, and so I do worry about confrontation, somebody getting in a kid's fit. What's going to happen is a player not only get hurt, which I hate to hear that, and hope Kyle's okay, but you're going to have some kid get in the face or walk up on a player, and the player is going to respond in a way that nobody's going to like because he's going to feel threatened, and then we're going to have a real problem. So that's the scary thing, I think, in terms of worrying about protecting your players. Like, that's our whole job, is to protect our guys, make them better, and so we really got to be super careful. I'm starting to lean towards that it may not be a good idea.
Any more questions for Coach?
Coach, you had 15 stocks tonight, 6 steals and 9 blocks, which is the highest I could find in the last 11 games. So is that something that you kind of worked on in the Monday night film session? Or
no, you know what? We've just talked about being more aggressive, a little bit defensive. We're not a team that is we don't have the athleticism to extend, and we can't be overly aggressive in certain areas because it compromises us with our athleticism, and we have to really be position centered. But we also have to make sure that our guys are active, and like Jack Clark is, terrific steal late. His activity level is really good. He has a nose for it, and that has been helpful. So yes, we've talked about all of those things. We worked hard on our defense, the last month or so. It's gotten better, and one of the things that we've got to do is continue to get our hands on a few balls.
I guess you had one snag on the sideline that the broadcast cameras caught. I guess just see it right
Oh,
now.
my catch?
You looked it in.
Yeah, it was easy, man.
Threw it right to you, didn't he?
Talk
Just
about
an
behind the
athlete.
back,
Just
too.
an athlete.
You looked it in, tucked it high.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.